You're welcome to my channel. My name is Eli the Vlogger. Today is also another wonderful day that the Lord has made. I'm here with a good friend of mine, EDEM Kwashi. EDEM, you are welcome to my show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Okay, today we will be looking at something very important. But before we start, I want us to look at the Western Togoland issue. I know you've been following this issue for quite some time now. So what do you think and about what your people are doing?
Well, first of all, as a Voltarian, let me state emphatically that I totally disagree with the vision of those who want to break away from Ghana. I totally disagree with that. The root problem is not those who want to break away from Volta region. That is not a problem. The problem is the kind of leadership we have had over the years since the overthrow of Kwame Nkrumah in 1966. What kind of leadership have we had? Because the kind of leadership we have had over the years is the problem. So if the leaders are not able to make sure that the citizens feel a part of the country, then you see what is happening in the region.
What they are trying to say they claim that it has nothing to do with what Ghana is actually doing to them in terms of not developing the region. But what they are trying to say is that they signed an Ghana that after 50 years they can take back their land and declare it as a sovereign state on its own. That is what they are talking about.
That is absolutely false. That claim has no basis whatsoever. And I've heard people make that argument. It's absolutely false. Let us not even spend our time on that. It's absolutely false. The point is that people in the Volta region feel, some people, a few people in the region feel that they've been marginalized. Let me give you one example. A whole minister failed to include, or let me make it general. A whole government failed to include the Volta region in a budget. What does that tell you?
But with that, the government came out to clear that notion that it had nothing to do with discriminating against the people, but it was an error that happened, so they corrected it.
But the government would, but what do you expect the government to say? Do you expect the government to say that it was deliberate? The government will not say it was deliberate. Do you expect the government to say it was deliberate? No. They will not say it was deliberate. But I believe it was deliberate.
So not to cut you, so what do you think will be the best solution for this whole, Western Togoland issue?
It is simple. We need leadership that will make sure that every citizen, regardless of where the person comes from in the country, should feel a part of the nation. Whether you are from Northern region, Volta region, Eastern region, Ashanti region, Greater Accra, Central, you are a Ghanaian. That is the kind of leadership we need. We need a leader who will not be divisive, who will not make divisive statements, a leader that will unite us. That is what we want. A leader like Kwame Nkrumah who will make statements that will seek to unite the people of this country. That is what we need. If we have a leader that will unite us, then people will not feel that they are not Ghanaians.
Recently, I watched something in the news that said that the people who were accused of this Western Togoland, whatever thing that they did, have been bailed. Yeah. I don't know if you've heard anything of that sort. I learned they've been bailed by the police.
Yeah, I've heard that. But the question is, do you know that those who caused those problems recently, I've heard that some of them don't even speak Ewe. I don't know whether you have heard that.
I've also heard something like that.
What is that a sign of? Is that not a sign that some people somewhere are trying to use some people to promote their agenda? How can you be liberating Voltarians when you can't even speak the language of the people?
So do you think the leader, Papavi, should be arrested or?
No, Papa B has emphatically stated that those hoodlums are not their people and they distance themselves from that. Have you heard that? Papa B?
I've
Yeah.
something like that. So, so the most I last time I spoke to a friend, and he was also in support of this Western Togoland. And I was asking him, is it that they lack something in the region, that is why they are protecting against the government or against the whole state as Ghana or what? And what he said was that they've been cut out when it comes to development and anything that concerns development, they've been cut out. Do you think that is an issue?
Let me make this point quickly. What is happening in the Volta region regarding this problem has positive factors and negative factors. Let me give you the positive factor. It is going to awaken leadership, whether it's NDC or MPP, it's going to awaken them to come to the realization that everybody anywhere in this country needs to be a part of the nation. That is the positive thing about it. Because I know that in the final analysis, Volta region will remain to be a part of Ghana. I know that. Do you know that the OT region is also was part of the Volta region and should be part of the Western Togoland? Have you heard people from OT saying that they want to be part of the Western Togoland? No. Do you know that part of the Northern region was originally part of the Transvolta Togoland? Yeah, sure. So their agenda is not going to work. And if their agenda is genuine, it would have come from the chiefs. The chiefs will make emphatic statements. The chief will take a bold decision and say, yes, we are part of it. Have you heard any chief in the Volta region publicly endorsing the agenda? No. In fact, the Volta Regional House of Chiefs condemned the action. So it tells you that it is not genuine. It may be genuine on the part of a few people, but from a general perspective, it is not genuine and it will not work.
So, okay, so we've heard it all. So, I saw something on your social media, Facebook, and you said Ghana, the 1992 Constitution is a summary of Ghana's problem. What do you mean by that?
Oh, interesting, very interesting. I didn't know that you were going to ask me about this. I would have prepared for this but I have something to say. Of course, the 1992 Constitution has made it possible for a few individuals to pretend to be saviors of the people when in reality they have come to save themselves, their families, and their friends. That is the 1992 Constitution.
What do you mean by that? That leaders have come to serve the interest of their family and friends?
Yeah. Show me how many political leaders who have been tried and jailed since 1992. Show me. Do you know any president who has been jailed?
No, not even one.
Do you think all the presidents since 92 were clean?
I can't tell.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Do you think all the officials were clean?
Not sure.
Are you sure?
Not sure of that.
The Constitution makes it possible for these political elements to get away with what they do that abuses the very Constitution that they claim they uphold. Let me give you an example. During national events, we say Christian prayers, we say Muslim prayers, we even say traditional prayers, don't we? Yeah. We perform libation. But during swearing-ins, when they are swearing-ins, they swear on the Bible, they swear on the Quran, but do they swear on...
But with the swearing in, with that one, it's more of an option, because when you are a Muslim, you are given not really when you are a Muslim, you are given the chance to choose from which belief that you want to swear with. So if you are a Muslim, you go with the Quran. If you are a Christian, you go with the Bible. So I think since Ghana became Ghana, we've never had anyone swearing with a deity or anything of that sort.
Do you know why they don't swear at a shrine.
Maybe probably because they don't believe in it.
But why do they say traditional prayers?
Maybe they want to give out opportunities for everyone to exhibit his or
Let me tell you, Jerry John Rawlings, former president of Ghana, once said that we fear the shrine because the shrine cannot be bribed. Can you swear at a shrine and steal from the public?
No, not possible.
That is why.
So you think the constitution should be reviewed?
Total review. It needs to be amended. Seriously.
So when the constitution is reviewed, do you suggest that when it comes to swearing in of public officials, we should not make it an option for them to choose which belief they want to swear it, but it should be compulsory for them to use a particular date? That, do you think that will really work?
You see, the point is that our problem is spiritual. We have a spiritual problem in this country. And because we don't know our heritage and we are deviating from our heritage, people have taken advantage of that to enrich themselves. You see, what you have suggested or what you have just said, it will sound odd to tell anybody that our public officials should swear in a shrine. That would be odd, because the Christian and Muslim religion have made it impossible for anybody to promote the African traditional religion.
Okay, in concluding, in just 1 minute, I know this year is an election year, so what do you have for Ghanaians in just 1 minute?
Democracy allows us to choose our leaders. It should not be an event. I'm talking the December 7th election should not be an event for us to fight. We are just going to re-elect the president, or we are going to change the president. That is what will happen. Either re-election or change. Why should we fight? But if you have an electoral commission that is sending signals that show that elections may not be free and fair, then I don't even have to be a prophet to predict that it could be problematic. No Ghanaian should be used by these political elements to fight their cause by shooting their own people when these big men have their sons and daughters abroad and they will not go and fight for them. So, the advice I have for Ghanaians is that we are not fighting. We are just expressing our understanding of democracy, that we need to choose our leaders.
Okay, thank you very much. This is still Ellie the vlogger. Today I'm here with EDEM Kwashi, and you heard it all. And I will advise you that in this election year, you take good care of yourself and don't involve yourself in any violence for any political party. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell to be the first to watch any video that I post. Thanks for watching.